When Charlie XCX sings I Am So Julia, and Julia Fox in her interviews goes laughing, you know, it just means you're that bitch. You are just doing you. That is just not pop culture. That is motivation and manifestation in motion. It's how delusion becomes reality. In today's video, we're going to talk about two famous examples. One is Charlie XCX, another is her mate, Julia Fox, and how these two women who were not recognized for years, they were leaving the underground scene, became the moment. They became icons. They became pop cultural legends. So right now in 2025, and how you can do the same using sound, neuroscience, affirmations, and let's face it, a little bit of delusional faith. Hello everybody, my name is Naya, and on this channel we talk everything about esotericism, manifestation, and so much more. Actually, everything that I talk comes from my personal experience, the experience of my clients, and everything that I have been studying through the years. If you guys resonate with this content, well, stick around, subscribe, join our Patreon community when we talk about this even more. And now I even put a membership over here down below. You just have to click on it. Once a month, we're going to do a live coaching together here on YouTube, where I'm going to answer your questions. We're going to do exercise and meditations together. Join the community over here if you like challenges and live Q&A, or Patreon if you want extra weekly videos and a community that is like on a day-to-day basis. You can choose both. You can choose one. Everything is over here in the description box, including all my services, courses, mini course on how to become magnetic, coaching, and tarot readings. There is a 15% discount up until summer. The link all down below. And now let's get started with today's video. Are you ready to become an icon? People love to mock the word delulu, but to be honest, the word delulu be so delusional. It's nothing but a remodernization of just having faith. Florence Scovel, one of my favorite teacher of the law that even is before Neville Goddard, used to say exactly this: speaking the word into flesh. Another very famous teacher of the law, Joseph Murphy, said, call it the assumption realized. So when Julia Fox talks about in her interviews and says anyone that made it was just a delusional dreamer at first, she's talking about neuroscience. She's talking about manifestation in motion. And what they all talk about is that reality doesn't change because you deserve to be an icon. You deserve to be famous. You deserve to have the money. You deserve to be with your SP. Reality doesn't change because you deserve it. Reality changes because you embody it. Every icon, from pop star to mystic, starts with one idea in their mind, which is, I know that I am. And the funny thing is, you can do that too. So stick around, because we're also going to do an exercise here on YouTube with me. And I'm going to put the timestamps down below for the exercise on how not only you can become magnetic to anybody, you can become the moment. You can become a legend if you want to. Nothing in my book is impossible. You want fame, you want to become that icon for your specific person or for anyone, you can do this if you study the people that have embodied this frequency, because they're not different from you. They are exactly the same as you. They just decided to think that they were already before the world could confirm it. They weren't sitting around waiting for the world to confirm what they were saying or they were believing or assuming inside of their mindset. They first claim it, and then the world mirror it to them. Before the awards, before the charts, Charlie XCX, for example, uploaded in her MySpace when she was only 14 years old, her first music track. She was playing raves in East London, and I know that Charlie always had like a cult following, but let's be frank, she wasn't worldwide famous. Actually, in one of her interviews, she even says that while she was at art school, she felt like a loser because no no one was getting her sound. Julia Fox, on the other hand, she was born in Milan, and she was traveling between Milan and New York City, and she was in the underground scene for a while. She was even performing as a dominatrix in the basement of Manhattan while dreaming of being an artist. And quoting Julia, she says in the New Yorker, "I didn't want to be famous, but I knew I would be." So both had a vision, conscious or unconscious, before the world could see it. Think about what Charlie sings in Van Dutch song. Whether you like Charlie or not, she sings this exact lyrics. It's okay for you to be jealous of me. Just admit that I am your number one. I'm your number one. I'm your number one. I'm your number one. Now think about that for a second. She came up with the idea of the song. She sung it in her bedroom, perhaps, or wherever she was, or at a party, or she sang it in her head over and over and over again, and then she went recording the album Brat before it was Brat as we know it today. Nobody knew she was the one, but she was singing it. I'm your number one. I'm your number one. Now, I used to be a musician. I know how many takes you need in order to record an album. You're in a bootleg and you're repeating the song over and over and over and over again until you get it right. Guys, that is neuroplasticity. That is reprogramming. On top of it, with a very hypnotic music underneath, even on a dance beat, but still that's a sort of hypnosis that she was doing consciously or unconsciously in her head, quietly, before the world knew about Brat. So she wasn't just writing a pop album. She was rewriting her neural pathways by just saying, I'm your number one. I'm your number one. And then later on, Brat comes and exploded. She becomes the moment. She becomes the icon. She becomes, for everyone to see, number one. And think about it. It happened in perfect order. First, she thought about it. Then she claimed it, she sung it, she rhythmically repeated, and then the world had to confirm it. If you just understand the stories of these two ladies, you will understand exactly how manifestation operates, so you can use it too, because you're no different. You're just a human being with the same God-given power that is creation. First, you have to think it. Second, you have to repeat it, and then the world confirms it. That's exactly what Neville Goddard used to say. You don't wait for the world to confirm what you are. You are, and then the world meets you halfway. And neuroscience explains this perfectly. Let me read it for you. Every time you repeat a phrase with an emotion, so for example, when you're singing a song, and especially you repeat it, at some point the thought is going to create an emotion whether you like it or not. So you don't even have to conjure the emotion. Thoughts automatically conjure emotions by virtue of your brain, how your brain operates. And that is true that also emotions conjure thoughts, but we're doing this consciously. So when you repeat a phrase, I'm your number one, I'm your number one, I'm your number one, and then rhythmically that thought conjures in a way or another, even subconsciously, an emotion, you strengthen the neural pathway that says, this is who I am. The brain's reticular activating system, which I talked about it in my mini course, you find it down below, even with the discount, where I teach you in that mini course the science behind the reconstructing this neural pathway, especially through hypnosis and meditation. In that mini course, I explain you how the reticular activating system really conjures that manifestation for you. And in the mini course, you have a 30 days meditation to become magnetic and to attract love, where you can reprogram your brain just in the way that I'm explaining over here. If you guys are interested, the link is down below. Anyway, the brain reticular activating system starts scanning for evidence to support it, which is confirmation bias. Your brain will start focusing on action, opportunities, people that will confirm the affirmation that you're looping in your brain. And then adding to this a little bit of mysticism, you will collapse the reality that in fact already exists, where you are an icon. You are iconic. in that specific case. So when Charlie sings or sang, I am your number one, because let's remember, she thought about it, she recorded it multiple times, probably, I'm not sure, but she definitely recorded it. And then she went on stage singing this for 2 summers. It's been Brett Summers for 2 summers that she sang on her stage in front of people. So a lot of emotion. I'm your number one. I'm your number one. I am your number one. So as she was saying this, whether she believed it or not, her subconscious mind started to believe it. And when Julia Fox, for example, looked at herself in the mirror and said to herself, I am the muse, the world started to catch up. Even though nobody knew who she was beforehand, she knew it. She claimed it into her subconscious. She was the muse. Let's see how both of them did it slightly different, one through image, the other one through music. But indeed, despite their own insecurities, through authenticity, because you can still be yourself, they became cultural icons. And this is why affirmation works, this is why chanting works, and this is why you can become iconic if you just study these people and do the same thing as they did. It's basically the same as when you have a song that you cannot get out of your head. Basically, you're tuning yourself up to that frequency. That is why songs are like spells at the end of the day. By singing them, you become the spell. You embody that state, and therefore your world has to mirror. So, for example, Julia Fox didn't wait for validation to her world. She just embodied it. So I took another sentence that she said in one of her interviews. You have to use your pain as your gift. I totally love that, because that's exactly what artists do. That's what I used to do as well. I used anger, especially in my albums, to transform it into something different. I did the same with this channel. I transformed a very painful experience to rise again and make this video helpful for other people. So I totally get what she's saying, and this is so powerful. You have to use your pain as your gift. If you can repackage it as something beautiful, you have nailed it. That is manifestation through transmutation. So that is why somebody like Neville Goddard used to say, you don't have to pay attention to the circumstances. The thing is, energy never ceases to exist, only transform. And everything is energy, including your emotions. So yes, you can be in terrible circumstances. I get that. Humanly, I empathize with that. I get it. But remember this, you don't even have to ignore your circumstances. You can do what Julia did. You can use those painful circumstances and transform it, because your brain is that powerful, into your gift, into something positive that manifests for you as you embody that state. So there are really no excuse. Anyone can do it if that is what you want. And about specifically Julia, every interview, every conversation that she had, every outfit, everything that she did was self-concept through a perform. That's why she became the muse. That was exactly what she was embodying. She basically became her own art piece for other people to be inspired. Guess what? I'm doing a video about her. That is resonance. That is manifestation. It had to, that state that she was embodying, she still embodied, had to match that, her world had to match that state. And when Charlie, for example, sings I Am So Julia, she's not just talking about a person, she is talking about an archetype that Julia has embodied. The archetype of I am that bitch. I am that hit girl. I am a legend. I am an icon. That is exactly what Charlie's talking about. She's talking about not a person, but an archetype. That is basically a frequency that she talks and she embodies, and people recognize it through music or through a sentence or through a visual concept. That is even the power of branding, which is nothing but manifestation of a specific self-concept that the artist or the content creator or whatever is embodying. And that is why branding is so powerful. Now, let's do the exercise together so we can anchor this into our reality. And from today on, you can become an icon. And you can magnetize whoever it is that you want. Because let's face it, sometimes we want to manifest magnetism because that is a conduit to newer experience, newer opportunities, more money, and more people, a specific person. So it all improves your life, really, if you're ready to experience that. If you reprogram, you could say, your nervous system through for this experience. So now I'm going to put some images over here so you can focus and concentrate. If you're driving or doing anything at the moment, you can come back to this little meditation and later on. I want you to just focus on my voice, my guiding meditation at the moment, and not do anything else because you need to be concentrated and relaxed. So let's anchor this. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. And another one through the mouth. I want you to relax your feet, relax your body. Let the thoughts of the day, the morning or the night, just come and go. Maybe you feel silly. Maybe you feel, how can this exercise work in just like 2 minutes? It can. Nothing is impossible. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relax. It is fun to imagine. It is a lot of fun to dive deeper into your mind. Now imagine yourself walking into a room. If you can't visualize or have a fantasia, just think about the sentence that I'm saying. But if you can, visualize walking yourself into a room, walking into a room. Everyone turns, not out of intimidation, but recognition. They can feel your frequency. You whisper to yourself, I am iconic. I am remembered. I am art. Feel it if you can in your spine, your heart, your jaw. This is fun. This is the part of you that always known who you are. You're not faking it. You are remembering it. You are an icon. And now come back into this 3D reality. Charli XCX sang it before it happened. Julia Fox dressed it before people could see it. They both embodied the frequency of being an icon and a legend before the world could catch up. And this is why perception, according to even science, is prediction. Once you change your state of consciousness, you rewire your nervous system, you create a new prediction for yourself. We can make, as psychics as I am, we can make predictions out of reading the energy field of people, which is nothing but reading their perception of reality, nothing but reading their assumption, nothing but reading their states of consciousness. Perception is prediction. So if you want manifestation to work for you, you don't repeat what you want, you repeat who you are. Your world doesn't respond to your potential or to your desire. The world responds to the perception that you have of yourself. The performance of the certainty that your desire, it's already done. So keep singing your truth. Keep singing the life that you want and that you are until your reality catches up. I am iconic. I am a legend. I am the moment. And if it sounds delusional, good. Every revolution starts with a delusion. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video resonated with you. Let me know in the comment section down below. All my products and services and more help are in the description box, and I'll see you next Friday for another video. I love you guys. Remember, you are an icon. Bye.